Hello, everyone, and welcome to High Noon. Welcome to our show with NAREB, Realtist, creating pathways to home ownership. We have an awesome show for you today. Wonderful, not guest speaker, but I mean, she is the show. She's the president of NAREB, North Texas, National Association of Real Estate Brokers. And we have a great update. We just had the national conference, and she and Rhonda, the lone lioness, is going to fill us in on the goodies. It's nothing like being there. I wasn't able to make it. Chris wasn't able to make it, but we get to hear from them up close and personal about their takeaways. I'm Rosalind Booker, Principal Broker, CEO of Arbrook Realty. We're a full-service real estate company, also the director of Arbrook Cares. We are a 501c3 as deemed so by the IRS, and we are helping renters become homeowners, and we are locking arms with those alliances, companies, financial institutions who want to elevate and educate those renters to become home buyers. So if you'd like to reach out to me, my phone number is 972-996-4702. Again, that's 972-996-4702. And I'm going to punt it to Miss Rhonda Hutchison, the lone lioness, to introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. Hey, happy Tuesday. My name is Rhonda Hutchison, and I'm a residential mortgage lender, and I'm the lone lioness. And just like Ross said, and make sure that I emphasize that I am passionate about linking arms with those like-minded individuals like Ross and Laura and Chris, be able to form an alliance to be able to help those to build generational wealth through home ownership. And I'm very passionate about that. And so if you have any questions or you want to reach out to me about residential lending, give me a call at 214-856-3747. And yeah, I'm also passionate about sharing with you guys what happened in NAREB. But like Laura said, what stays in town, what happened in Tampa stays in Tampa. We'll show you. We'll give you a look. But Chris.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Ziegler with the Ziegler Agency Allstate, serving the DFW Metroplex and the whole state of Texas. I'm excited to be out here today. And like Roz said, she's the principal owner of Arbrook Realty. I'm the principal owner of the Ziegler Agency Allstate, and just happy to be on here today to talk to you guys about different things, hopefully in conjunction with what these ladies will be talking about as well. I'm here to serve all your insurance needs. Of course, everybody thinks about the home and auto and renters insurance, but I do other things as well. I do financial products. So definitely reach out for me for that so I can get into more detail about that. I do commercial and business insurance as well. And I can be reached at 214-870-4269. I believe in education and consultation. And you can call me for free and I can just kind of guide you in the right direction or get you in the right direction where you need to go if I can't help you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, before we get going, we like to open up in prayer. And after we open up in prayer, Ms. Laura, we want you to introduce yourself and just tell us about the takeaways, like the aha moments of the conference. I know it's all good, but we want to spend some time and pick yours and Rhonda's brain and just hear from you. Chris, would you lead us in prayer?
Okay, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we first and foremost thank you for letting us be in your presence. We just thank you for all the things that you do for us on a day-to-day basis, dear God. We just thank you that Laura and the long liners, Rhonda, had a fruitful trip down to Tampa and share some of the things that they learned down there to disseminate to us locally since we weren't able to be there, Father. And we pray that the things that they learned will help us too to grow and to teach others to grow as well in their home buying process and their financial growth as well, dear God. We ask you first and foremost to heal us physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, in any way we need to be healed to God. Yeah. We know you're the true architect and engineer on a day-to-day basis of our lives. And just help us, dear God, to stay on in focus and on task and in plan for what you have in store for us through your Son, Jesus Christ. These are blessings we ask in your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for having me on this morning. I am Laura Washington. I am the president of NAREB North Texas. I am also broker owner of Washington Realty Group and Associate. I have been in business for 22 years this year, so it's been wonderful.
That's
It's been
good.
wonderful, and excited to say I served 6 years on the NAREB National Board.
Wow.
My term ended last week, so wonderful time there. But I am the first vice president for the state board, so still very much involved with NAREB, with the local chapter and everything. And just a wonderful organization to be a partner of and be a member of. The conference last week was, it's too many words to describe it. NAREB celebrated 75 years of existence of supporting democracy in housing. We had over 1,300 people that attended the conference last week. Conference was not just for the adults, but there was a youth. We have a youth conference that goes on as well, as long as the adult is scheduled for is registered for the conference. They are allowed to bring their children.
Oh, wow.
So we had it was about 85 youth that attended the youth university, and they're learning about financial literacy and different things about NAREB, real estate careers, etc. So just a wonderful, wonderful time. From what I hear, the youth had a great time. Not only are they learning, but they're having a good time. They did tours and different things. So it's not just for the adults. So if you want to travel to a NAREB conference and you don't have a babysitter, fret not, just bring them to the conference. You will have a built-in babysitter with the NAREB, with the youth academy, where they are training the youth. The youth, they were able to, again, learn financial literacy, but they also were CPR certified. They, what else did they do? CPR certified. They learned the financial literacy. And it's one other thing. My mind is gone blank there, but there were so many things. They had just as many things offered for them to keep them entertained as the adults. The NAREB conference. Wow, where do I start?
Well, Lauren, do we have any?
That's you.
It's you.
That's you.
Oh, okay. Laura, start with telling us what NAREB is for those who don't know what it is and why we exist, and just share usually what the national conference lends and the takeaways.
Okay. Well, for those that don't know or new to NAREB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers was formed in 1947 out of the need for democracy in housing. Back then, African Americans or Black real estate professionals weren't able to join NAR, the National Association of Realtors. So, and also with individuals coming back from war and trying to purchase homes, they were being discriminated against. So NAREB was formed in 1947, 12 individuals, 11 males, 1 female. And it always takes a female to keep everybody else in line. It was formed in 1947 in Tampa, Florida. So that's why it was important that we went back to Tampa to celebrate the 75th anniversary. One of our founding members was A. Maceo Smith, who was from Dallas. So he was one of the founding members of NAREB. So NAREB was formed, and we have been fighting for democracy and housing for African Americans, well, minorities in general, for homeownership, because as you know, our homeownership is 43% compared to our counterparts at 73%. So there's a 30% gap there. So we're doing everything that we can to help bridge that gap in homeownership. So NAREB fight for our rights as far as legislatives are concerned. So we are on the Capitol Hill. We're everywhere making it known about Black homeownership. So that's where we started. That's where we are continuing to be, and will be there to fight for democracy in the house.
That's awesome. So, tell us what's coming down the pipeline and what progress we have made in terms of NAREB's presence on the Capitol. Could you share any of that?
I know that there are some issues that they are working on, that they will be presenting soon. I know that they have made contact with the new HUD, Ms. Fudge. Well, there's been meetings there, so there's been a lot of meetings going on. So more to come on that and the outcome of those meetings. But it's just so much. I mean, with the conference last week, conference started off with a bang. It was so much education. It's almost like you have to divide and conquer. It's like, okay, Raj, you go to this class and I'll catch this class, and then we will get together and share, take notes and share, because you can't be in, every class, because, you're going and their classes going up against each other, and it's like, oh my God, I want to go here, but then I need to be here. So it's like partnership, and you have to divide and conquer and share, because there's been so many focus groups that have formed from the conference, where there will be follow-ups going on after the conference to talk about, okay, how do we partnership? How do we work this? How do we work that? So it's just so much that that happened. Some of the things classes that I was able to attend, some of the things that I'm interested in and looking to move forward with. One of the main things was development. So attended the development class. NAREB does have a development affiliate. They have a division, development division. So was ecstatic to be in there and to learn about the new things that's out there and what's going on, worldwide, but also had the privilege to meet actor Malik Yoba, who was in the development training, and he was talking about his projects. He's doing some development projects in New York. So it was good to hear about, what the important people out there are doing, and they're not forgetting their communities, where they come from, etc. So he's doing some development in New York. In fact, he was around the conference pretty much all week. He had some filming that he was doing, and the Youth Academy was also allowed to be part of whatever he was doing. So that was great to see. But he was really, really down to earth, and he every time I look up, he was somewhere at one of the events somewhere, and he was just really, really down to earth. But it was also good to hear. I did record when he was talking, so I think I put it out on our page. If not, I'll make sure.
Does he remember?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure he will become, because this is not the first time, because I think he's partnered with one of the Birmingham chapter, and did some things with them. So if not, I'm sure he'll become a member. But he did bring a lot of great knowledge and information there. So that was good. So picked up a lot there, more to come on that. Oh, wow. Well, I guess one of my take-ups
I have some feedback.
You getting feedback?
Yeah. And it may be, I don't know if it's us or not, because when Ross talks, he gets feedback. Now I'm getting feedback. Now it's stopped. I don't know what it is.
Okay, I'm fine. One of my great feedbacks was with Bishop Morton. And one of the things, his sermon was around, make sure you keep your windows open.
Now share what
Don't.
that is.
That was awesome, and we had from Bishop Martin to lots of social media classes that went over very well on how to um, utilize social media to increase your business, how to monetize your business, etc. There was we had a lot of special guests. Dougie Fresh concert.
We know about that.
We had the Dougie Fresh concert. We had the Whispers. Wow, it was just so much stuff that was going on. Then from the Parade of States, I don't think Rhonda made that.
All right, you calling me out, Laura? My flight had gotten canceled, and I was trying to make the network.
She was trying to get home. She was trying to get home. But that's where that's at the end where we do have the big general membership meeting, and all of the states come together. And of course, that's the rally where Texas, it's in California, all the states, patting each other on the back, and we're the best state, or we're the best state in here. So it was great. I do have some videos, so I'll put them out there. I'm good at taking, forgive me guys, I'm good at taking the pictures, doing the videos. I'm just not good at posting the stuff. So I'll make sure I put it out there so you guys can get a feel of what the conference was about. But as I've always told everyone, I didn't get the true feel or the true meaning of NAREB until I went to a national conference. And it's almost like being at that conference is like a family reunion. Mm-hmm. It's like a family reunion. You don't meet a stranger. Everybody's always willing to help. Everybody is always willing to share information. I mean, I go to a lot of other conferences where, it's like you ask a question. I mean, nobody want to respond, nobody want to help, etc. But at NAREB, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, some people say, "Oh, I want to go by myself." Trust me, once you get there, you are not by yourself. You are not by yourself. I mean, they are. Everybody's welcoming and willing to share. Like I said, information, willing to help. So again, we will be in 2023. The national conference will be in Houston.
Yeah.
So you have no excuse. Just drive on down the street, 4 hours. It will be in Houston. In fact, the incoming president for 2023, she is in Houston. So that's why the conference will be there. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So if you guys haven't made it to any of the NAREB conference, and again, our state conference will be here in Fort Worth area in 2023. So if you can't make the national, we ask you just please make the state conference, and it's just a mini version of the national. But the national it's really, really off the chain.
The general session, what things we're discussing in the general session?
In the general sessions, well, we start off on Sunday through Tuesday, we're pre-conference, like certification. So if you wanted to become they had classes on, if you wanted to become an appraiser, there was appraiser certification taught by our very own, for those of you that know, Mr. Robbie Wilson. So there were certification classes on if you wanted to become an appraiser. There were classes on if you wanted to become a certified HUD counselor. So there was classes on that, and also if you wanted to get into property management, RIMBY, which is another one of NAREB's affiliates, they had training as well. So a lot of that was and also the development. They had a class, and the REO sales had classes. Those were all pre-conference certification classes. So You just pick whatever avenue you decide you want to go down. NAREB has it. Conference officially kicked off on Wednesday, where we had the opening ceremony. We had the prayer breakfast first, starting with Bishop Martin, and then we had the opening ceremony with guest speaker Roland Martin, who, if you guys, I believe I put his speech out there as well. And Roland, if you guys know Roland, Roland is no hands barred.
Yeah.
He will tell it like it
Like
is,
you
on your
said.
toes and fly over your head and everything else. He does not care. So we go from that to, we had some sessions from social media sessions. Just so many different sessions. And then that Wednesday night, we had the president's reception, which was the 80s theme. And we had the concert from Dougie Fresh. All of that took place on Wednesday night. If you thought you were tired, we still had we had Thursday. We had classes again, and then we had the 75th anniversary gala and awards that night. We had quite a few people from Texas that won some awards. And then we ended the night with a concert from the Whispers.
Wow.
Friday, we had again more sessions. There were so many sessions. And it was sessions for everybody. I mean, it's not just for agents or brokers. If you touch real estate in any kind of way, you were there. You were able to find sessions that would help your business. Whether you were insurance, whether you were a loan officer, etc., there was something there to help you. The conference is just not geared to real estate agents and brokers. So there were sessions for everyone there.
Yeah.
So you said insurance. If I would come, I'm kind of getting excited. So what's going to be here? I'm going to definitely make sure I try to make it was in my own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of things would have been interesting for me to go to being an insurance agent?
Well, a lot of the social media classes, because they talked about which ones are the best ones to use, how to promote your information out there, what to do, what not to do, how to grow your social media, to monetize it, to make money for you, just everything. Everything. So, but there were so many other things. Investment. There were investment classes, Bitcoins. So it's not just about real estate. Just seniors, how to work with your seniors, making sure you have your wills, your trust, different things. So there's a multitude of education there. Free education. You go to a lot of conference. On top of paying for the conference, you got to pay for all these special things if you want to go there. Everything is all inclusive in the conference. I mean, the events, the
food,
the education, the events, all of the events, the luncheons, the concerts was all inclusive in your registration.
Oh, wow.
All that was inclusive in your registration. So, you get a lot for what they're charged. Like I said, I go to a lot of other conferences and you pay $700-800 and you don't even get a cracker.
Yeah.
But there was just so much stuff.
Right.
And then you get to
yeah, we need to put your thing on mute, Chris. I don't know if that's the feedback. Put it on mute, and I think Can you hear me now? Yeah, you can hear me. But I attended a lot of the social media classes, like Laura stated, and like Laura stated, it in the conference you had so many sessions to choose from. You're trying to figure out now which one is best, which one and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna pick one because it had. But I went to a lot of social media classes and I did go to one of the several sessions, but one of the ones that really stuck out in my head, and Laura, I think Laura may have been to this one, is the legislative update. Uh, Okay, with which was Sandra Thompson, who's the director of FHFA, which is the Federal Housing Financial Agency, and then also Elena McCargo, who is the president of Ginnie Mae, and then also one of the ones which was the last speaker. Now, all of these are African American women of power, and the last one was Miss Grovetta Gardner, and she is the senior deputy controller at the Office of Controller of Currency. And so that was one of the most powerful ones because, of course, Sandra was awesome. I want to say Miss Thompson because I can't call her Sandra. Miss Thompson was awesome as well as Miss McCargo. But the one that really kind of grabbed me because what she did is she told what's in place instead of what's going to happen or what they're working on. She kind of already told, kind of discussed what was in place, and that was very powerful. Number one, I took a picture with Miss Thompson, so I want you to know that that's on social media. But she was very personal, and she's the first African American in her position as director at FHFA. It was very. I was honored just to be in her presence, to be honest. And she was so sweet. I went up to her and I said, I know you're tired of taking pictures, but can I please take a picture with you? She said, yes, you may. And so I was excited about that. But one of the things I wanted to kind of share what Ms. Gardner talked about, who is the controller, Office of Controller of Currency, the OCC. She kind of talked about a couple of projects. And now I'm going to have to look at my notes on what my memory is good, but my memory is not that good that I'm going to, but she talked about the Project Reach. And what that is a round table. It's called, it stands for Round Table for Economic Access, ACCESS, and change. And what that is organizations, leaders getting together in an effort to reduce what I want to say just discrimination, being able to, let's say, promote affordable housing for those that look like us in Black America. I just want to be transparent. And so one of the things they talk about is credit visible. And what credit visible is that allows those that don't have the credit that's needed, we can say, in credit bureaus. And this is not because do a bad credit, but those that may not have those credit cards or those loans that but they have great credit because they pay their cell phone bill on time, they pay their rent on time, and utilities on time. So they're trying to capture that group of people who are credit worthy but are not able to move forward to purchasing a home to build generational wealth because of that, because they don't have what we call bureau credit. And so that was one of the things. And the second thing they talked about was just increasing affordable housing. And of course, that's always been a big deal about uh, affordable housing. And then also one of the other things which I remember being is they talked about how crucial it is to be able to support those financial, I want to say institutional, financial depository and minority depository and banks in our community. Because you think about it, most minorities don't want to be able to trust our community. You're able to have trust if you have a bank in your community. They're more likely to lend with us. And so what we're doing is they're strengthening and working with those organizations to make sure that our community banks and depositories are are secure and are functional to be able to lend to the minorities and people within their own community. So that was called Project Reach. And so that was one of the things. And then also one of the things that Ms. Gardner talked about was PAVE. And I'm Laura, I don't know if you remember that, but it's a appraisal. And I'll tell you what appraise stand for. If you give me 1 minute on my notes. um, it stands for Property Appraisal and Valuation Equity. And actually, it's being ran by, you talk about Marsha Fudge earlier, as well as the White House, which is under Susan Rice. And what that is, there's some initiatives that they're focusing on. And I'm going to read just a couple of those and tell you what they are. And Roz, you can stop me. You can do your hand because I can't hear you if I'm talking too much or I'm going too fast. But I thought this was just awesome. The agency actions which they're doing is to strengthen guardrails against unlawful discrimination in all stages of residential valuation. And they're doing that by issuing guidance and implementing new policies to improve the process and by which evaluation may be reconsidered if the initial value is too low. And so what they're doing is they're issuing new guidelines and implementing new policy for those who may have a appraisal that may come in too low, because we already know in our community we see a lot of appraisals coming in lower than our counterparts. And I know we have addressed that issue over and over again, even in our broadcast that we have here on Facebook with part of NAREB North Texas, that's a big issue. And then also they're addressing potential bias in the use of technology-based valuation tools like desktop underwriter that we talked about, making sure that the bias doesn't show up in those systems when there's always already a bias that happens in just an opinion based on an appraiser. So they talked about that, and also enhancing the fair housing and fair lending enforcement and driving accountability in the industry. Another one under PAVE is building a well-trained, accessible, and diverse appraisal workforce. And one of the things that Ms. Gardner talked about is being able to bring more Black African Americans into the appraiser business. And I know we focused on that several times prior, and we had our guests on that talked about trying to have initiatives to bring African Americans into the appraiser business, because there are not many of us in that. And then also empowering consumers to take action. So there are actions, there are steps that you can take even as a consumer when you feel like your appraisal is low or have not come in based on an opinion of someone that doesn't look like us,
Yeah.
or maybe based on a picture on the wall and showing that this is an African American family. So there are actual
Mhm.
steps that you can take on that.
I have a question for you, Rhonda, and actually I have two for you. Going
Okay.
back to the initiative to reach more people who are unscorable, who's not in the bureau yet.
Hmm.
Is the idea to use their non-traditional credit to give them a score or some type of rating? Is that what
Yes,
it
it's
is?
for banks to pull in. Now, you already know that, like Fannie and Freddie, we have where we can pull in from your bank statement to be able to assist you in being able to have lower your risk when it comes to conventional financing. We can take your your rental history, and pull it in. Just for instance, if I run a DU, which is our underwriting system, where and I get an approved ineligible or an ineligible, but I can pull your rental history in, and it may give you a better chance of being what we call DU approved.
Mhm.
And but that's something that the lender has to manually do, or be able to say, okay, I didn't get an approval with you. Let's see if bringing in your lease history or your rental history, especially if you have a good rental history now, and not being behind. Because if you being behind and not paying, that's not going to help. But now they're talking about actually having that history on your credit report.
That's
Being,
awesome.
yes, being
Awesome.
able to yes. So
So,
that's and they're working with organizations like FinTech,
fintech.
and I don't know, yeah,
Yeah.
being able to kind of model some of the things that they're doing to
Hmm.
be able to drive in or to capture some of that credit that is not being reported on the bureau.
So, is there a target number of what they perceive is potential prospective home buyers out there that are unscorable? Like, shouldn't that kind of bridge the gap with
It's
that
going to
initial?
help. Now they didn't say how many. I didn't unless I didn't capture that how many, but it was enough to be substantial. It was
I would,
enough to make a difference.
I would be interested in knowing if they've surveyed how many people are out there that are unscorable like that.
Mhm.
Is it
I'm
that
sure that you think about our Hispanic community or those
right?
community. And let's talk about the banks. Let's talk about the banks in our community when we don't want to go to the outside banks or the banks. Number one, they may not give us the funds that we're looking for. And then if they're going to pull out information, then it maybe put us in a position where we don't want them to find out that we may not be from this country or we may not have what we need or there may be something that we want to disclose, not disclose, want to be able to keep to ourselves. But they trust the banks in our community because they look like us.
Hmm.
Do you
I have a
understand
question
what
for you,
I'm
though, Rhonda, or Laura. Either one of you can address this. Over time, we've been consistently talking about the discrepancies, talking about banking, about how they have not been doing their due diligence in our community. Were there any conferences or breakout sessions, discussing that and maybe a way we can get around that, or we had to hub people there to address that for us at the meeting?
Now, I wasn't in a class that talked about that, and like I said, there was so many that you had to choose from. So sometimes you may not know what they're going to discuss in that class. But I'll tell you one of the things that, and I'm not sure if it was Miss, I think it was still Miss Garner, talked about. We know what we call our CRA, which is our Community Reinvestment Act, right? Where it comes to make sure that there is that banks are actually going out into those underserved communities and allowing them to having financing, allowing them to borrow. Let's just say money, borrow money. So one of the things that she talked about was when actually those banks, when they know there are those financial institutes, those financial, we can say banks, lenders, we're just going to say it all, okay? When they know that they're getting ready to have their evaluation for their CRA, what they would go do is that they'll go buy those smaller loans that are minority based and bring them into their own portfolio. So when they have their evaluation, that they'll show that they are serving the underserved community. And they're not though. They're going out buying those loans to be part of their portfolio. So they're really not giving back to the community. So she
Essentially, what you're
talked.
saying is stuff that's already existing already, it's already on
Yeah,
the
they
books.
bought it from
Okay.
another bank or another institution.
So something's already and not
Now,
nothing new, but something they just bring it in. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
so they're going
yeah.
to buy those notes, bring them in, and say they're on the book.
This is what we're doing.
So I wonder if that's part of this regulation that they're cracking down on. Like,
Yes, yes, and that's what she said. They're working on that to make sure that doesn't happen
ah,
because it happens a lot.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. Just to pass, just to pass their CRA evaluation and not really not given to the community at all.
Hmm.
So when
Um,
I say huh?
are either of you versed, because I am not, to talk about just a high level what the requirements are for a CRA bank or lender? What are they supposed to do?
I'll be honest with you. Of course, I don't know what the criteria are for
Okay.
CRA, and that would be a great thing to be able to research and have at another discussion for another time. But I know there's a percentage that they
love to
have
have
to,
a CRA lender on,
yeah,
those who are doing it right.
who are doing it right. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's doing it right, right.
Mm-hmm.
So for
And
our
so one of the
audience,
other things, and it wasn't on this particular one, I know another example of how some financial institutions are making sure they're passing their CRA is that they're going in there. Just say, for instance, if there's instead of actual lending to minorities, what they would do is they would approve commercial lending on a, let's just say, someone that doesn't look like us that's building, but allow them to build in a underserved community and use it as part of their CRA because that's what they're saying. I'm going giving back, but in actual they're not. They're actually making the richer, who is the development, richer, and
right?
being able to collect rental income from minorities. So it's a lot of ways they're getting around their CRAs.
Now, once again, what is CRA?
It's Community Reinvestment Act. It's to go
Okay.
back and reinvest into those less, and I don't want to say desirable because that's not the right word, developed communities. Like now, you know how they're going back and making Oak Cliff and those things, and now nobody wanted to live in, but now everybody wants to go back there and being able to invest in those communities because it's an upcoming community. So
So,
just those less, we can say, a little underserved communities.
sir, so was gentrification discussed at the conference?
Not on any of the not that I can recall. Laura may, I don't know. Not when I recall.
Not even one that I was in. Exactly, so many, and that's the thing. But when I say you have to divide and conquer, because I didn't make that presentation, but it's just so much to that's going on there, and you definitely have to divide and conquer to be able to get the information and then share that information and make sure that uh, you're following up on that information. Like I said, there's been some focus groups. We had the app WOBA, which was very, very helpful in helping to keep up with what's going on with the conference. And it also allowed you to network with people that, like I said, there was over 1,300 people there. So there was no way for you to just, meet and talk to everybody. But using the app allowed you the opportunity to make relationships and connections and etc. through the app, which was very competitive. And I'm not a really competitive person. I got into it. I was real competitive.
Yes, yes, she was, and we were helping her. And we had your back, Laura. We had your back.
I know folks is like, okay, you need to go. You're just a few points away. You need to keep moving. You keep moving. It's like, okay, let me do some more. Let me network a little bit more on here. But it was really good because there was, like I said, there were so many focus groups that was formed on the app and a lot of meetings that set up for after the conference to meet and keep each other accountable for the things that we want to do and want to accomplish. So you're not in it alone.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of the, and this was one of the largest conferences where we had a lot of new first timers at the NAREB conference, and a lot of great feedback. I'm going to read you a few little feedbacks that folks have given. This conference flowed pretty well. I look forward to the next one. Very smooth, excited to be here, and would absolutely be at the next one. These are all first timers. Had a great time and received valuable information. I've had the pleasure to see NAREB grow. Great town, great conference, very phenomenal, very good. Definitely plan to attend again. Great to hear. We got it right. Oh, that was the conference tier. Amazing. I'm coming next year. I'm considering doing a class. This person wants to teach a class. The best convention I ever attended. I'm exhausted from the amount of opportunities. Awesome. I would definitely attend next year. Awesome. My first NAREB conference, my first conference, and it was fantastic. I look forward to Houston. such an honor to be surrounded by Black excellence.
Yeah.
Thanks to the organizers and Realtors nationwide, my first conference, and it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
So this is just a few of the feedback of individuals that attended the conference.
Yeah.
So it's definitely great.
Yeah. And it was my first. I was a first to speak, and it was my first, and it was incredible. Like I said, it was more than what I expected.
Yeah, she and
And
Jackie, it was their first conference. They were
yeah,
like a kid in a candy store.
yeah, me and Jackie, we yeah, because I actually flew by myself, and you made the comment about, you thinking that you're gonna go by yourself and you're just gonna be alone. The only thing you need to do is get your ticket, because when I was at the
And just show
airport,
up.
just show up. I had and I have to make sure that Latanya Donaldson, who is she's another lender. Well, she's not a lender actually. She's over there diversity at I think it's a
I'm Linda.
prime lending. Yes,
Mhm.
I was standing waiting, getting my bag, and she just started talking with me. And I said, "Well," I said, "How are you going to get? Are they going to come get us on the bus?" She said, "No, we're renting a car." And she said, and I said, "Oh, okay then." And she said, "And come on, you can ride with us to the hotel." That was her and her husband. I mean, like, wow. And so everybody was just so super. It was like a family reunion, like you knew everybody. And let's not talk about the people on Facebook that are your friends and you've never seen before, and you walk
Get
up
to
to
meet
them
them
and
for the
say,
first time.
Hold, hold on. Chris and I are just sitting here like, it won't happen next time. We're going to be here. We just sitting here, Chris. We just sitting here. I'm looking at us. I'm like, I want to jump
I don't have that jealous spirit on, but I'm getting jealous.
You meet no strangers. And like Rhonda said, I mean, at the airport, you always going to know, first of all, we're going to have a bunch of luggage. Because
Yep.
there's so many different events, so you got to change your outfits and stuff. So you just look around and then you just turn to the person to the left or the right and was like, "Are you here for the NAREB conference?" Mm-hmm. That's
Mhm.
it. You will know. You will know.
It's on and popping in.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
on and
over the
popping
top.
after that.
Yep,
Well,
it is.
I
Yep.
do have a few questions before we wrap up and do our round robin. Laura, let's talk local NAREB Texas. What are some of the opportunities that are coming up? I know membership is always open. When is the annual to open, up for leadership positions? And then how can one actually get involved at the national level?
Okay. Well, first of all, local. You have to always start local because everybody always want to come in and go straight to the top. And the first thing they're going to ask you, well, what have you done local or
Mhm.
statewide, etc. So you always have to start local. We start our elections in November for our 2023 board. Um, so if you are interested, first you have to join us and become
That's
a
number one.
and become a member is number one. So if you want to join us, you can contact us at NAREB, NAREB North Texas at gmail.com. And we'll get the application out to you to join us, or you can go to our website, which is narebnorthtexas.org. And you can go under membership and join us. We would love to assist you. We are definitely looking for new members. One of the things I'm pushing now, and we've had in our recent meetings, is development opportunities. So I've been looking into some of those things, and we will have a follow-up with the developers that we had on, which I believe that was our June meeting.
Mhm.
What are we? I forgot where we are. I'm forgetful. We're August, so that was our June meeting. And one of the other things is also appraisals, pushing for appraisals. So there's opportunities, like I said, at the conference, there was opportunities if you wanted to become an appraisal to start taking classes, and there were scholarships given. Forgot to mention that there were scholarships given to those that wanted to take those classes. So, if money is a hindrance, there were some scholarships that were given. So there will be additional follow-ups to take some appraisal classes. So we would definitely be pushing that to help increase appraisals out there, particularly minority appraisers out there. So that's some of the things that we will be pushing. But yes, definitely, membership is definitely open, and we will have the 2023 elections, starting in November. So we want to have you guys, everybody has some talent out there to help us continue to get the word out there. After 75 years, NAREB is still one of the, I'm not going to say the best, the worst secrets out there. So we still need to make sure that NAREB name is out there, the reason why we're out there, and keep pushing that fight, because the same reason we were formed in 1947, and unfortunately, we're still fighting those same issues today. So it is still, the issue is not fixed. There's still work need to be done, and it's up to you, me, and everyone else to help resolve those issues.
Is there anything in terms of anything else in the pipeline? Or
you're going in and out.
Let me go on mute.
Okay. Is there? Okay. Can you announce if there are any events coming up between now and the end of the year? Like, is there a gala for the local? And when if you could just announce when our normal meeting time is.
Okay. Our normal meetings is the third Tuesday of each month.
Mm-hmm.
And our next meeting is coming. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but with the date. But we meet the third Tuesday of each month. We are still meeting via Zoom. We just decided to wait until 2023 to actually go back on ground. But we will be doing networking events every other month. And last month we had a networking event, which was very successful. We had great turnout. Wow. I mean, some of them didn't want to go home. I don't think we got out of the place till about 10:30.
I think I left like maybe 10, and I had to make myself get up and go. Yeah.
It was really, really okay, and I will post the pictures from that. I'm sorry, forgive me, guys. It was really, really nice. We picked up, I think, 2 or 3 new members from that mixer. So it was always great when we can get new members, and especially when they come in asking, "What do you need me to do?" That's even better when they come in asking, "What do you need me to do?" So great mixer that was at 413 in Louisville. Great turnout, and our next mixer will be in September. So we will be announcing that one soon, and the location. So if you missed this one, we hope you can be with us in September for our next mixer. And we just look forward to you. And again, looking for members that want to come in, want to help grow the chapter, carry out the mission of NAREB, but most of all, just to have the love to serve your community. Because we do, we have a community event that's coming up. The pastor the church where we're going to have it at, my understanding, he called last week, and I have to follow up this week, and we're going to have to change that date that we originally had. So as soon as we reschedule that date, we will let everyone know. But we will have a community event out there. And that community event, what we are out there doing is educating everyone. It's not just about home ownership, about purchasing home, but it's about once you get that home, how to keep that home, making sure that you're passing your home on the right way through your wills, your trust. So it's just about educating you on financial wealth in general. So it's not just about home ownership. So it's making sure that we are building wealth and keeping wealth within our community.
Good deal. Coordinate with you guys as well, because it's that time again for the other event I'm doing. I actually partnered with somebody here just this past weekend, for the back to school special, back to school event. I was going to do it in my office, but there was a gentleman already in the community that was already doing something. So instead of trying to divide up and have people going different directions, I partnered with him and collaborate with him with his event. It was very nice. But I do have mine coming up again for the non-perishable food items, cleaning supplies, and personal hygiene products. So it's going to be either, towards the end of October, early November. So, put that on your calendars, or we can mold that around to make sure we don't conflict with anything like that. But I'm excited about that as always, because one of the things you find out is, like I said, people are in need constantly all year round. I might sound like a broken record. I tell people to make sure, keep doing your Christmas and your Thanksgiving stuff, but people need stuff December through December. I mean, January through December. So they need stuff 12 months out of the year. So, I mean, people are still bringing me coats. Some people do events. I'm not taking this anymore because, that was back then. My coat event was back in January. People say, I have clothes. I got coats. Are you going to take them? I always take them because people always need that stuff. So
I'm one of these ones, still got a whole bunch of stuff to dump off to you. So
that's what I'm saying. So that's my thing. I always continue to take that stuff just because, I don't do it for show. Because I said, if you got it, coats in August, it might be 100 degrees outside, but, before you know it's going to be cold again. Or just give it to people so they have it already in their armamentarium. So when it's time for that to come, they already have stuff already in stock. So keep it coming. So, Raj, you want to go ahead and get our round robin started?
Yes. This has been a lot of meat. Oh my God, I'm definitely gonna get my ticket. Is there an early bird special for the next conference? You're muted, Rhonda.
The next conference is our midwinter conference coming up, which will be in San Diego, and they should have the registration and early bird out in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Looking out for that, but the midwinter conference is going to be in San Diego.
What's the date? What are the dates?
It's sometime in February. I don't have the exact dates right now.
Okay.
San Diego is a beautiful city. The weather's pretty good there all year round.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, awesome. Well, hey, if you are just joining or you're coming back to listen, we are your Realtist creating pathways to home ownership. And we have been blessed to hear from our president, Laura Washington, and one of our board members, co-hosts, the Lone Lioness, Rhonda Hutchison. We are your co-hosts as well, Chris Ziegler, myself, Roz Booker. And we're here every second and fourth Tuesday, high noon, 12 noon Central Standard Time. And we're just trying to provide education and keep you connected and informed about how we can serve more people, how we can bridge that gap in home ownership. So we want you to come back. Again, I'm Rosalind Booker, principal broker, CEO of Arbrook Realty. We are helping people birth dreams and build legacies in real estate. Yes, even in this market, even with the transition, things are getting better. We're seeing those prices come down. For the first time in years, we're seeing sellers provide concession to be able to repair things. We're seeing builders come back with the packages and actually realtor bonuses. I'm like, whoa, I hadn't seen this in a long time. But yes, and our nonprofit as well, Arbrook Cares. We are linking arms and shoulders with those alliances and people who have the mission, who want to see more renters become homeowners. So if we can serve you in any way, please give us a call at 972-996-4702. That's 972-996-4702. And I'll punt it to Miss Rhonda.
Okay, and I'm Rhonda Hutchison. I'm the Lone Lioness, and I'm a residential mortgage lender. And I'm linking arms, like I said earlier, with these like-minded individuals that's here as our guests, as well as the co-hosts, and then being able to link arms and being able to become, I want to say that close that gap between renting and home ownership, and to build generational wealth through home ownership. So if you have any questions whatsoever in regards to purchasing, refinancing, renovating, or even reverse mortgages, if you have any residential or financial questions in regards to purchasing, give me a call at 214-856-3747. Once again, that's 214-856-3747. I'm here. Look, I'm here to help you navigate through it. Mr. Chris.
All righty. I'm Chris Ziegler with the Ziegler Agency Allstate, located in Frisco, Texas. Once again, serving the DFW Metroplex in the whole state of Texas. And we had two dynamic people on here today. If you can keep me and Roz quiet like that the whole time and get our attention like that, that was, like they say, them goals. So that was the bomb.com. So, I was just sitting back taking it all in. And it was definitely, engaging. And just, hey, like I said, you fed my spirit and my soul for that conference. You got me excited to be there. I don't have that jealous spirit, but I ain't gonna say I was jealous. I said, man, I wish I was there now. So hey, I'm looking forward to this.
We
So
got
like I said,
room for you. We got room for you,
excuse
Chris.
me not to be there next year. Right here, huh?
I said we got room
Oh,
for
yes,
you.
indeed. So I'm glad they were on here today to share that. And that's one of the things I prayed about. What's that? But once again, hey, I'm concerned your insurance need, whether it be home, auto, renters, your business insurance, your financial products. And I can be reached at 214-870-4269. I got so many different things I do that give me a call so I can see what I can do to help you out. And if it's just kind of get some direction, I can do that as well. And I'm going to put it over to Ms.
Okay, Miss Laura.
Yo, Ms. Laura.
Chris would have definitely been the kid in the candy store over there. But again, Laura Washington, NAREB North Texas president. We would love to have you become a member of our chapter. There's so much out there to do, and we need your expertise. We need your help to assist our community out there. Our community needs our help. Again, and I'm also the broker owner of Washington Realty Group, where I specialize in working with veterans, seniors, and first-time buyers. So thank you guys for having me, as always.
You're welcome. Thank you, Laura. I know it's like you didn't have anything to do. So thank you for taking a whole hour, actually longer than that, because we've been on, getting prepped. So look, once you come back and listen to the replay, especially in our NAREB group, understand that this platform is for you. If you have a product, if you have a service, if you want to educate and elevate people, please reach out to us via email, inbox, call Miss Laura, call any one of us. We need you. We need to get your schedule so we can hear from you. You have a voice. And this is one of the perks of being a member of NAREB is you get to showcase how you're helping and empowering others, just like we are. So we're better together. So until next time, we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Be blessed.